What's going on YouTube? Before I get into the video, let me remind you, if you like my content, hit that like and subscribe button. And also, if you feel the need to support me, hit me up on my Patreon at patreon.com/uncommonramen, capital U, capital R. I do all this in my free time, so any amount of support can help me bring more of this content to you more often. Quick apologies, there are a couple of proxies in here. My TCG order is somewhere, and I can't wait for it anymore. So, we're going to do this without it. We're looking at Norin, Swift Survivalist. Those of you who've played Commander quite a lot for a long time know about the original Norin, Norin the Wary, and how incredibly toxic that commander is. Today we're going to look at a much different version of Norin, Norin Swift Survivalist. So let's take a look at this real quick. He's 1 red for a 2/1. He cannot block. Whenever a creature you control becomes blocked, you may exile it. You may play that card from exile this turn. Okay, Norin Swift Survivalist. So we're going to take a look at creatures first. Right there. Okay, starting with Agate Instigator. Charming Scoundrel. Circuit Mender. Defiler of Instinct. Direfleet Daredevil. Enduring Courage. Fanatic of Mogus. Fear of Missing Out. Flaming Tyrannosaurus. Grenzo, Havoc Raiser. Imperial Recruiter. Iraxa, Empress of Mars. Memory Worm. Molten Gatekeeper. Norin the Wary. Pinnacle Monk. Professional Facebreaker. Perforos, God of the Forge. Ragavan, Nimble Pilferer. Rose Room Treasurer. Runaway Steamkin. Solemn Simulacrum. Star Athlete. Sunspine Lynx. Terror of the Peaks. Varchild, Betrayer of Keldor. Wild Magic Sorcerer. Wily Goblin. Witty Roast Master. And Zealous Conscripts. Next up is Instants. Starting with a Braid. Big Score. Chaos Warp. Tybalt's Trickery. Unexpected Windfall. Untimely Malfunction. Wild Magic Surge. Right, next up is Sorceries. Got Blasphemous Act. Call for Aid. Furnace Rains. Jessica's Will. Karizev's Expertise. Mob Rule. Seize the Spotlight. Vandal Blast. Vengeful Possession. Next up is Artifacts. Got Arcane Signet. Cloud Key. Cursed Mirror. Felwar Stone. Hazard's Monument. Lightning Greaves. Mind Stone. Panharmonicon. Ruby Medallion. Soul Ring. Tome of Legends. And Unstable Amulet. Alright, next up is enchantments. We got Charred Foyer and Warped Space. Curse of Opulence. Guild Artisan. Impact Trimmers. Invasion Plans. Passionate Archaeologist. Ticket Booth and Tunnel of Hate. and Warstorm Surge. Next up is non-basics. Arena of Glory, Castle Embereth, Mines of Moria, my bad, Myriad Landscape, Valakut, the Molten Pinnacle, and War Room. And lastly, we have our basics. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, and 27 mountains. So that's the Norin Swift Survivalist deck tech. The idea here is very similar to Calamity, where Calamity wanted to have a bunch of ETB LTB effects, because whenever something saddled, they would get a copy of that, and then you would sacrifice that copy at end of turn, or end of combat, I think. Maybe end of turn. Norin has a lot of similarities in that you want things that have really good ETB LTB effects, because his ability will exile creatures that get blocked, and you get to replay those creatures. So exiling, if they leave the battlefield, you'll get an effect, and specifically if they say leave the battlefield. If it says die, it doesn't count. But then also when you replay it, you get the ETB effect. We also have some combat tricks in here where we're going to try and take our opponent's creatures and force bad blocks, or just force blocks in general, so that we can exile those creatures and then play those via Norin's ability. I think that's how that works. I could be wrong. You guys can correct me in the comments below. And obviously a ton of ways for things ETBing to do something like... not Passionate Archaeologist, Warstorm Surge, Impact Tremors, things like that. We also have a package that was very similar to the one in Inti, because we're playing cards from exile, so things like Passionate Archaeologist, Flaming Tyrannosaurus, Memory Worm, stuff like that, take advantage of when cards get played from exile and give you some sort of benefit like that. So it kind of marries the two decks together, and creates a really interesting commander that I haven't had a chance to play yet, but looks really fun, looks really interesting, and I'm hoping that it plays that well. I'm really enjoying cards like Invasion Plans, which allows you to not only force blocks, but choose how those blocks happen, so you can force really bad blocks if necessary. But yeah, this looks like a very interesting deck. I'm super excited. This was my mono red choice for Duskmourn. Sorry this one came so late. Like I said, TCG Player has been just very hit and miss on how long it takes for them to get mail to me. So anyway, that's the deck. If you have any questions or comments, leave those down below. And yeah, until next time, guys. Peace.